What's up, guys? Today I am going to be doing a voiceover. Normally I don't do that, but somehow I messed up my audio. So today we're going to be making Philly cheesesteak casserole. It's going to look really weird because you're going to see my mouth moving and obviously the words won't be the same. We're going to start with Bisquick, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we already have our bowl prepared and sprayed with our non-stick spray. I like to use vegetable oil from Great Value. That's a Walmart brand, but you can use whatever you have. I also have some 2% milk, but you can use whole milk. You can use soy milk, almond milk, whichever one bakes up nicely for you. You can certainly use that. I've already have my measured milk in my bowl. The next thing that I have is I've got my Bisquick, and I'm going to go ahead and pour that in a bowl. And then I'll start to add my ingredients to that. I've got some egg. Now I'm adding in my milk. I've got some seasoning, just some salt and pepper. So I'm just adding in the brown gravy mix. We're gonna clear off some room here and mix everything together. And then after we do that, we're going to add that to our prepared pan that we have over to the side. Hopefully we've already heated our oven. That needs to be heated to 375 degrees. And whisk away, guys. You want to make sure that you get a nice smooth mixture. Now we're just going to add our mixture, the Bisquick and everything, into our prepared pan. Now I like to use a spatula to make sure that I get it all out, but you of course can use whatever you want. Please don't feel like you need to go buy a spatula because Southern Girl Cooks Stephanie's using one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get everything out of there, and then we're going to move on to our next steps. Now you can make this with ground beef. I like to go to Great Value and use the chopped steak, more like a Philly cheesesteak. Now I already have some diced bell pepper, and I also have some diced onion. Now if you have red onion, of course you can use that, but I'm using white onion. I think that it cooks up nicely. Now I already have my steak in the pan. Provolone cheese we're going to be making. Now I know a lot of you are probably from Philly and you guys like cheese whiz, and if that's what you want to do, have some fun with it. If you like white American cheese, definitely you can do that, but I'm doing provolone for the purposes of this recipe. Now I've gone ahead and started to cook my steak. The wonderful thing about this steak is it breaks apart nicely, and so that's what you see me here doing, just cooking it. And honestly, you don't have to stand there and stir it. I get to run in my mouth and cooking and fidgeting, I guess you would say. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to cook this. I like to cook mine until most of the pink is gone. Keep in mind, we're going to be putting this in the oven, so if you have a little bit of pink showing, that is fine, perfectly fine. I hope this video is finding everybody well. Comment down below where you are tuning in from, and if you plan on making this recipe. If you decide you're going to use ground beef, you want to make sure that before you mix in the bell pepper and the onion that you do drain the oil from the ground beef. This steak doesn't produce a lot of grease. It just produces really a lot of water and moisture, but nothing greasy, and it cooks away. So cooked until they are soft. It's going to take about 5 minutes to 7 minutes to get them soft, and you'll You're going to make sure that you're mixing it up nicely and evenly. soft, we're gonna add in the rest of our brown gravy mix. You're gonna make sure that you're mixing it up nicely and evenly. We're also going to be putting some water in with that as well. And guys, we're just gonna cook that down. We're gonna let that fluid reduce a little bit. So by reducing that, it's gonna thicken up a little bit is what you'll see. We're gonna reduce that about 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. Now comes the fun part, guys. We are going to take our beautiful ingredients and combine them. Then we're going to bake them. So let's go ahead and get our cooked meat and spoon it on top of our Bisquick. Then we're going to layer it with cheese, bake it in the oven, and then we're going to have a taste test. I'm not sure why I can't talk today. I'm really having to repeat things quite often. I do apologize for that. Some of you guys comment, and you know, that's one of the things sometimes you often say, which is, I don't know, I guess you have a lot of time on your hands or something. But anywho, I apologize for the stuttering. Let's go ahead and get this beautiful meal assembled so that, again, we can have some dinner. So I like to spread it evenly. I'm going to top it with that beautiful provolone that we looked at earlier. It's okay if when you cover it with cheese, the cheeses overlap. And you know what? If you want to use more cheese than I'm using, you certainly can do that. I like cheese. Cheese makes me happy, but cheese doesn't really like me, and so I have to be careful with cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. You probably have heard me say that in the past, and even when I use peels, sometimes I still find myself in a little bit of trouble with that. So we already have our oven heated to 375 degrees. We are going to place this in the oven, our casserole in the oven, for about 25 to 30 minutes. We want to get a nice golden brown top. So we'll let that cheese melt until it's golden brown. And we're going to stick a toothpick or something in it. And if that comes out clean, that lets us know that our Bisquick mixture has cooked and it's time to eat. Okay, guys, it is fresh out of the oven. I have already started to slice it. I'm hungry, guys. I was hungry this day. I hadn't had anything to eat, and so I'm gonna go ahead and slice it and put a little bit on my plate. Taste it, guys. As always, I always want to thank you for being a part of the Southern Girl Cooks family. If you've not already subscribed, please do so, guys. Look at that goodness. Isn't that beautiful? Ooh, look at that beautiful, beautiful cheese. Now, like I said, if you want to add some more cheese to it, you can do that, okay? This would be good for a nice brunch if you're having the girls over or the guys over and you want something simple to make, but that's pretty impressive. This is easy to do. Also, if you want to use chicken or if you want to use different vegetables from what I use, by all means, use what you have. I say that all the time. Guys, this is a really good dish. It's really, really tasty. It's not salty. It's just got a nice amount of seasoning in it, the perfect amount of seasoning in it. So I hope you enjoy it as much as my family enjoyed it. And as always, thank you for watching Southern Girl Cooks. I will see you in my next recipe video.